sit back in your seats, get something to eat, and watch this movie. Don't let the kiddies see it, because, well, we'll let you hear the beginning first. Thank you.
Welcome to Crown Club Reviewers, the only show powered entirely by Regal Unlimited passes, caffeine, and the questionable life choices that come from watching way too many movies. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Joey.
We're not professional critics, but we are professional nerds.
Each week we take you through the latest releases, breaking down everything entertainment throws our way. Insightful?
Sometimes.
Fun?
Always.
Honest?
Well, of course. Let's jump into today's feature. We just went and saw Rental Family with starring Brandon Fraser and
1999 heartthrob Brandon Fraser.
Yeah, and director is Hakari, and writers were Hakari and Stephen Blahut. Also, Brandon Fraser was next to some other great stars. Here, let me name them off here because IMDb doesn't want to name them the correct way.
We're about to butcher some Japanese names, guys.
Takahiro Hara played Shinji Tada. And then we had Mari Yamamoto played Ahiko Nakajima. And then who was the little girl? Shannon what?
Shannon, this is an easy name. This is Shannon Gorman, daughter of famous actor Psycho Gorman.
Not true, but very funny. But anyway, yeah, we just went and watched Rental Family. Yeah. Well, as always, Joey, let's go ahead and get started with our first...
You didn't name your boy Akira Imoto. Kikyo
yes,
Hasegawa.
Kiko, yes, you're right.
Who is also, you might know from Shin Godzilla, which is where I knew him from.
I will say you're right. I did miss one. Another very important actor in this movie. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead and start with first impressions, Joey.
Our thoughts on this movie. I've gotten a new appreciation for this style of film thanks to anime.
Okay.
Because this is very much a little slice of life story.
I like that anime is what made you have more of appreciation for the slice of life movie.
I mean, I grew up, so my grandparents are big like drama people.
Sure.
And I wouldn't describe this movie in that sort of a category.
Right.
Like, yes, it's sort of like a story that's sort of trying to touch those emotions and things, but it really very much feels like a man in his job. And we're taking a look into that for a little while, which feels more like, you would get with like a slice of life anime.
Okay.
It's very much his story and the people around him and what they do for a living and how it affects them.
It's really funny that you said that too, because there's a part in the movie, and I'll say what part in the movie when we get to the spoiler area.
Spoilies
but
ahead.
When we hit that spot, I was like, man, this could have really worked as an anime as well.
Yeah.
So that's funny. That's funny that we both sort of had that same thought. I would also say that as kind of my first impression, but also my first impression was and you said it when he came out of one of the auditions. You're like, that's what you look like, and I'm like, you a-hole. So I really felt like already going into it connected to the character. So that was
it felt, I don't know if you agree with this, but like up until like the final sort of few minutes, it felt so lonely. Like it's a very lonely movie. Like everybody's sort of in their little box and they don't have any real connections with anyone. And
I mean, that's kind of a mood and theme of the whole story though, right? I mean, he's also been alone since moving to Japan. He's been there for 7 years, and it's definitely a big. And then by the end of the movie, So all right, let's continue with our spoiler-free stuff. And easy spoiler-free question is, how do we think Brandon Fraser did? Boy's coming back. He's been doing things since Whale.
I'm here for it, man.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. He's looking better. Like
Oh,
each
yeah.
time I see him, he's sort of, looks like he's pulling himself together.
Once we get the
I
Mummy
know
remake, he's
he's
gonna look the same from 1990.
yeah, he's gonna get fucking cut up, dude.
Get
He's gonna
ripped.
get on that Marvel diet. No, but like I feel so good to have him like back into acting. I know he destroyed himself doing the Mummy movies and doing his own stunts and everything for that.
Yeah.
He went through a rough period with his divorce, and I'm just glad to see him like getting back on the horse because like he was a big part of movies for me growing up.
No, Brandon Fraser's really amazing. I really like the dude a lot, and I actually would hope to meet him someday. I think that would be a great great guy.
Maybe he will
to.
comment on this YouTube video that he sees randomly.
That would be cool. Yeah, that'd be very fun. But no, I think so. Specifically, his performance in this movie, I thought went really well. Like I said from first thoughts, I felt very connected with his character. And I will say this movie very much really makes me want to go visit, Japan. But yeah, so I'd say, very, very, very well done. And
I'd like to add too, like it was so refreshing to see a movie that questions like identity and belonging and what it means to be in a culture, and be an outsider to that without the like coding of American social politics that we have to go through to see that in most movies. Like seeing this made by like a Japanese creator and seeing the American as the outside character,
yeah,
was very refreshing.
I could see that for sure. Yeah, very, very different. I love that. So here's my question to you, and I think this is a good topic for a second before we go into spoilers. The premise of Rental Family. I believe this is actually something that does go on in that parts of the world. Would you use a service like this?
That's my dog.
Blue says yes.
Blue says he would definitely rent a family. He's not happy here. Would I use this service? I guess. I'm sure it's like would be a service that's out of my. I don't know what I would use it for. I guess it's so weird, right? Like because it's very specific, and you see some examples. I'm sure we'll talk about in spoilers that are sort of like dirty.
Sure,
like not like that, but they feel kind of scummy as they play out.
Okay.
But like, I don't know, like, would I ever need to hire somebody to be my dad? I guess I could work through some trauma that I have. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird sort of like roundabout therapy, right?
More interactive therapy.
Yeah.
I feel like I would. I would use it for maybe certain situations, like because you can use it for just about anything, right? Nothing like obscene or whatever.
It's not like an escort service,
right? No, it's not. Yeah, no, it's people who just need help. But it's like, say you wanted to, like an easy one would be like say your parents don't believe in what you do. You can hire someone to make a thing happen in public that makes them recognize like what you do or something.
Right. But then you could also turn that just to like hire someone to be your parents and say, good job, son.
So, yeah, you can go both ways. Exactly. Yeah. Like, so I think I will say, so the first question was, would you use the service? And it's like, if it was available, yeah, maybe. The second question is, do you believe it is a valuable service or would be a valuable service?
I mean, seeing the way that it played out for the characters in the film. Yeah. Like, I mean, there's definitely a value for it there. But at the same time, it's like, you could just hire a therapist, right?
I mean, maybe therapist is,
I guess it depends on your approach to therapy, right? Because like this is more just like role play, which you could do in a therapy session if you were, had the I guess for you and I who are role players
Right. We do it with D&D.
and play
That's our
role-playing
rental
games, and we
family.
do this rental family therapy every week.
Yeah.
It feels a little weird, but I guess if you're like,
If you
you're
didn't have
not
that
in
outlet.
that mindset and you have like you have trouble sort of working through that, I guess then that would be the way to do it.
If you have not seen the movie yet, we are about to go into a spoiler area of the show. If you just heard that
And if
sound,
you can watch
And
it somewhere.
if you can watch it somewhere, you can either stop watching here, go watch it, and come back. You can also just skip ahead to the ratings at the end. Or if you're okay with spoilers, then just keep listening. We are about to move into the spoiler areas.
So there's definitely some moments. So every time I go into a movie like this, I'm like, oh, this is going to end bad for everybody involved. Just because
Damn.
of like my own history with those
Jeez.
kind of movies. But again, this is sort of like a slice of life and not like that sort of hard, like everybody learns the worst lesson drama.
Yeah.
But man, when they went to visit his home, I was just waiting for him to wake up the next morning and this old man had just cliff dived into the surf. And was gone.
I also, dude, they showed so much of the water, and I was like,
yeah, and I was like,
is
this
he
guy's
gonna
in the
go-
ocean and he's fucking dead. He's down there on the bank like E.T.
I was definitely scared about that. And then when he woke up and he wasn't there, I said, oh shiz. But then he eventually found him, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. And then he starts digging up that stuff. And then it was like, I wouldn't even say worse. Like, it was obviously he didn't, jump out or die in the water, but oh my gosh, what also like very emotional. So it's funny that you brought up, not funny. It's interesting that you brought this up first. Because Kiko is probably the biggest connection I had with this movie. Because it wasn't ever actually said what disease or thing Kiko had.
It was definitely like dementia.
Yes,
or
it very
Alzheimer's
much
or
seems like
something that's like terrifying when you're old.
Yeah, and he
like
was
the things we
losing-
have to look forward to or not.
Yeah, like he was losing his memory and sort of losing where he was at. And it was, I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like dementia
can...
with the episode in the restaurant where he sort of just like wanders off and forgets
and
where
then he
he
constantly
is.
keeps
very
saying
dementia,
I want to remember before I forget everything,
Yeah.
So I really connected with Philip, Brendan Fraser's character, connecting with Kiko in this area because my own family has history of dementia, and my grandma currently has been going through it for quite a while now, and she's probably for the last 2 or 3 years in the like final stages. And like I love my grandma, and I loved everything that I got to do and spend time with her and my grandpa before he passed. But sort of watching this movie made me feel a little bit more like I really wish I had more of a connection to her to be able to go to help her through this time. But I also am so young, or was so young in the pivotal times of having time with my grandparents, that as she's gone into where she is now, she doesn't even really know who I am or even who, my niece and nephews and stuff are. And it's tough. But to see Philip like be there for Kiko was really awesome, and like such a strong part of the movie itself. So it made me really happy to see that, but also really sad to, like, you had to know he was gonna go,
I like old boy gets to go out on his own terms.
Yeah, and he went out being able to have seen in his hometown and go on an adventure with Phil before it was all over, like Phil got to help Philip, got to help him go out, in style, really. And then of course we have the relationship between Philip and Mia, the little girl of this movie, and Philip had to pretend to be Kevin, her father,
her estranged father from America.
Also another great little dynamic. What were your opinions on that?
Very cute little, because he's definitely all you can tell off the rip that this guy is just like lonely and he wants a family and he's sort of watching everybody in his apartment building and then he gets an opportunity to do it and he's like, I don't know if I can, I've never been a father before. And his boss convinces, oh, you're just acting. And then, they sort of develop this bond and there's this little moment where she's like, oh, can you be a father to this kid? Because his parents didn't come out.
Yeah.
And he's like, sure, and he sort of learns and they develop that relationship. And it's hard to watch because he knows it's all an act that has to end.
Yeah, and like, I love how when we, oh my gosh, when he goes into the funeral.
What the
what the dude puts his head up and all we're like, I thought he was dead. That's
it's like somebody that's doing like I feel so much more appreciated now because everybody's done this like funeral for me and told me their thoughts on me or whatever, and he just gets hired as an actor to go in and be sad American.
Yep.
He's sitting there and the dude puts his head up when one of the people's doing their eulogies and he's just like, oh what the everybody looks at it. It's so good. That was one of the best parts.
Yeah, it was really funny. But I love how we go from. So it's really interesting to watch how we start with Philip. I'll use his character name. Philip goes to the funeral thing, and is
we could
really
just call him Brendan.
It's really weirded out as to what's going on. But then sort of like gets his feet dipped in and he's like, okay, it's about helping people. I suppose I'll try. And he tries the first thing being a husband, getting married to someone, which is even like, whoa, that's crazy. And I love how they set
lying
this up.
about this. And
I love how they set
feel
this
about
up for
it.
us.
Yeah.
Because the whole time we're just like, oh, like, maybe it's just her parents are overbearing and she just wants an excuse to be able to move to Canada without being in trouble. But then you get what's her character name? Is it Akiko? Is that right? Yes, Akiko. Who is like, you're saving her. She needs to get away from her parents. And it's like, you're still like, okay, it must just be some sort of, okay, all right, I guess I understand. And then they hit you really hard with after the wedding that there's a knock on the door and it's her partner and it's a woman and you're like,
girlfriend.
It's because she's, oh my gosh, it's because she's gay. Like that's why she wants to get away and go to Canada. And like, and then it's like, that's where I feel like it hit for Philip as a character that he was like, oh man, I get it. I understand what I just did. And I know I messed up by hiding in the bathroom.
Put Danny DeVito in here. The I get it. Yeah.
I get it. And then, so anyway, continuing on with that is that you see that and you see him grow into someone who says, this is helping people. I'm becoming really emotional about this and connecting with these people because I understand they need help. And a little bit of part of me understands what they're going through. Like he got two people who he almost basically is.
Yeah. It's very different for, yeah.
Like Mia didn't have a dad and Kiko was an actor who now nobody really knows who he is or did know who he is, but is losing who he is, all these things and trying to figure out what was more important to him. Was it acting or being with his daughter? And
yeah, like Rental Family, the business that he's hired by Shinji, who's the boss, is very much like his boss very much sees it as like gigs, right? At the beginning of the movie. He's like, all right, we're just going in here. We're doing this, we're going to help these people through this situation, but then, that's it.
Yeah.
And not really thinking about like the long-standing effect that it's going to have and might have as
and why he
started
started the company, in the first place. Yeah.
And there's this really scummy sort of like apology service that they offer where like if people are cheating on their partner or whatever, they send one of the people in to do an apology for them. And that sort of, as everything sort of comes together and Philip's like, look, we should be out there really helping people, and you need to take some accountability for this. And one of your employees got hurt because of this, and
Yeah.
sort of goes through this. And then Aiko sort of realizes what he's been trying to say. Like they have a little bonding moment. And then all this goes down, and Philip's in trouble because of, his belief that he should be helping the clients more than just, this one time, one and done thing. And
Yeah.
she basically tells the client, or the client's wife, that she's an actress and he's been cheating on her, and she hands her the business card for the service.
Yeah. And
It's all very satisfying, you
yeah.
know. And
I also love how we got to see more into Shinji as well, with the fact that he had a fake family. And it was
Right.
like, whoa, like that hit, like we were talking about it in the car, like at that moment, I thought there was going to be a reveal that little kid that Mia was like,
be a dad for this kid.
yeah, be a dad for this kid. I thought that was maybe Shinji's kid that he didn't have enough time for or something, and he was going to pop up in that moment. And no,
Right.
instead it was like, this family's fake. And he's like, you have to get it right. And then he's like, never mind, just leave. You know what I mean? Like, what was he replacing? What's his trauma that he has a whole family, fake family, whatever. And rental family.
And then, they sort of, the lesson hits, and his team, his co-workers and boss sort of come together to get him out of the situation that he's in. And that was all very satisfying.
Yeah, that was good.
When they meet up, not realizing that the rest of them were all doing it.
Yeah, they were all there to help him. Yeah. Dude, it was so funny because he was like, we're dead, we're going to jail, we're going to get arrested. And then he shows up and turns, and they do the whole, huh?
Double take. Yeah.
And then they just stare at each other.
And they all stay in character.
Yeah, I am police officer for blah, blah, blah. We are a law firm for blah, blah, blah.
Did you notice the window motif throughout? I thought that was fun because it's really, so it starts off and we get Philip, and he goes to his little apartment.
Yeah.
And he's looking through the windows at everybody.
Yeah, everyone has
He's
a better
in the
apartment
building
than he does.
across from him, and he's seeing all these families though that are happy and people doing things. And then there's sort of windows shown throughout the movie, like when he helps the couple at the beginning, we see it zoom out and we see them through a window.
Yeah.
It's very much sort of like the service is seeing these people's lives in snippets through the windows. Because you're not really connecting with them. You're just seeing that little snapshot of them through the window every time.
Is there anything about the movie that's going to stick with you?
I feel like the characters were all really good. They were memorable, especially our boy, Kiku. And it's always fun to see that sort of wizened sort of mentor character, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't really like playing a mentor to him outright like you would normally expect. He wasn't Yoda, right? But he very much was the one that, like, he was the linchpin to that. I have to help people with this.
Yes. And he also, through Kiku, like, learned to see the world differently and see what Kiko said, the 8 million gods, Yeah. So that was really great. And then when the curtain opens, and
I was about to ask you what you thought about the little reveal at the end.
Yeah, that was really interesting. And I love how
context, Hunter. Context.
I mean, because the entire time, Kiku's like praying all the time, and he asks him, like, are you religious? And like, no. And but then he asks, what's back there? And he sort of laughs at him, and he's like, why don't you go look for yourself? Nah, I'll go look some other time. And when he finally decides to do it because of Kiko's death and do it and do the whole, and then the clap, and then the wind blows it open. One, I thought he was going to see Kiko. I thought he was going to see him. But when it opens and he just sees himself, and it's like this sort of representation of look who you've now become. Look who you've now become, and also see that God is in all of us, just like I said, and so that is that was pretty awesome. That was pretty great. I like that a lot. So I think that'll probably stick with me a lot. Just the fact of like how you can change and then realize to yourself like, yeah, you did it. You are that person. It was really nice. Any other thoughts you think we should bring out?
One last thing. And this determines our friendship. If you say the wrong thing, I'm going to hang up the call.
Oh my gosh.
Favorite scene?
My favorite scene?
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
If you don't say the toothpaste commercial, you're wrong.
The toothpaste commercial was pretty dang funny. I will say that was really, really funny. And so was when the guy came to life in the box. Like that was really good too. But I will say, I actually think I really loved the scene when him and Kiko are eating at the little hot pot place, or not hot pot, the little barbecue place. That was really nice. Like, and then he got to talking about, cause he asked him, do you have any kids? And he answers about the kid he's currently like, you know, about Mia, not like a real kid, but he's like, yeah, I have a daughter, you know? And, so yeah, I thought that was a really good scene too. But the toothpaste
that was nice
good.
that he and Mia reconnect there at the end.
Yes.
It was nice.
Yeah, that was I'm really glad because like she's an important part of his life now, and she's an important part of his life, and he's an important part of her life now. Whether they're blood or not, you know.
Found family.
Yeah, exactly. All right, dude. Let's do it. Let's give our rating. Wait.
I'm gonna give it 4 Toothpaste Man Brandon Frasers out of 5.
I really struggle with this a little bit because I had asked myself, would I give this movie the same rating if Brandon Fraser wasn't in it? And when asking myself that, I definitely gave it a little bit of a lower rating. But I can only say that out of assumptions, because if someone else had done that role, could it have been good or better, or, you know, just okay, you know, or, you know, whatever. But I'm going to give it 4 furry cat people.
Oh, the cat people.
I'm going to give it 4 furry cat people. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty gosh darn good movie. Like, I don't think it was like the greatest thing of all time or anything, but I think overall writing, story, connection, and Brandon Fraser gave it a 4. But my assumption, if Brandon Fraser wasn't in it, I would give it a 3. But we don't live in a world where, because
it was all Japanese and subtitles, and there's no gaijin there
shut up.
to be an audience surrogate.
No, because I love him so much. I think he did such a great job that I don't know if without him in it would it have done as well. But I don't know. We don't live in a world where we're going to be able to know that. So as of right now, with Brandon Fraser, it's a 4. It's 4 furry cat people. Let us know what new movies you think we should watch. Let us know what you thought of Rental Family if you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it yet, you know, your expectations, or what rating you think it should have gotten. However you feel, let us know, and we'll see you next time on the next review.
Yeah, maybe we're going to watch a spooky animatronic movie. Ooh, Hunter won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it through the holes in my fingers.
Watch it through the holes in your withered Foxy mask.
Whoa. Bye, everybody.